morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. I know it's been a while. I am working on Dumbo. I have 2 other videos that I have filmed, but I haven't posted them yet. I just need to listen to them and see if it's something that I'm going to share or not, because I'm just trying to get back in the creative flow of having been gone for so long. And this video is going to be short. I'm sure you can hear there's an echo. We have been in the process of moving my creative space to a different room. It's the room I had started last year. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember me saying, you know, I've been pulling wallpaper off and stuff like that. So the room's all painted and clean and pretty, and my drafting table has been moved in here. And I have unloaded both of the bookshelves, and so I just have messes everywhere. And I told Mark this morning, I said, it's driving me crazy. The messes are driving me crazy. I'm trying to get back in the creative flow so I can work on this Dumbo journal, which I don't know if you remember. I was commissioned to make this journal by the lady who commissioned me to do Pokey Little Puppy for her daughter. Dumbo is going to be for her son. And it's challenging me in different ways. I am, you know, no lace, no sewing, a very simplistic journal. But I want to have lots of pockets and places where he can journal, add his own memories, stuff like that. So currently I am making a page that's going to be a pocket to put this picture on. And I love that I had the plaid that matches the shirt. I have die cut some book corners, or I'm sorry, not book corners, photo corners. And so I'm just working on this page. I have some heart dies here that I was going to also include, but I think I may actually cut maybe a couple little hearts out of denim or something and put those on. I'm not sure how I want to embellish it, but I'm not gluing the picture down because we want to make it so that like this particular page could be interchangeable if he wants. I don't know if he's going to want to because I'm matching it to his shirt, but that's for him to decide once he gets the journal. So a few things I wanted to just say as I continue to do this. Now I glued that down. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing or I'm gonna make a mistake because I'm talking. Anyway, I have put, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, so I'm trying to get back in the flow of things. We've been back for a few weeks now. I did say in a previous video that, again, I don't even know if I'm going to post those or not, which I don't know why I film, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to share that. And I do know why. I shouldn't say I don't know why. It's because I was out of the groove and just out of the flow and not feeling it. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, you guys already think I'm crazy. And I know I'm not in screens. So part of the moving in here, we took, so this is a drafting table. It's an actual drafting table. I know I've told you in the past, but we got this table at a yard sale for 15 bucks. I was like so excited, and it's a huge table. I mean, it's a big workspace. But when we were moving it this time, it had a, I don't even know what you call it. I'm sure it had to do, I think it was like a ruler, you know, for when somebody was drawing up prints or, you know, drafting up the prints or whatever. It would have been the straight edge. Well, I don't use it. And so it was pushed all the way to that back of the table. Now, you see I'm making a pocket here, and I'm going to start at my fold and work it to the edge so that hopefully it lines up nicely. And I know my orange paper is showing at the top and bottom, and that's okay. I'll trim that into the seam when it's time to do that. I have glue on my finger. I always have glue on my finger. Anyway, so anyway, we took that off, that straight edge off, and it was wide. I mean, you know, and it was like basically the width of the, or most of the width of the table. Anyway, and so Mark had to put a spacer under the shelf that I have on my table. Well, by taking that straight edge off, it allowed that spacer to come out. So actually taking that straight edge off gave me that much more space on the table. So my shelf is pushed like all the way to the back. which makes my little arms not quite long enough. I need some Go-Go Gadget arms. But anyway, in the process of doing this, I'm trying to rearrange my table. Like I've moved my embossing powders to where they're right here where I can reach them. And when I get it set up, I'll show you guys. But I mean, I can do a quick little for the room, but it's really barren, which is probably, I'm sure you're hearing an echo right now. Okay, so that pocket is made, and I do want to just thumb notch the top a little. I need to trim that. It's not quite straight. But it's glued, so it'll be all right. I'll just ink it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just being in process with that, and it's a lot to move. I mean, he did tell me, he says, you're not allowed to shop. And I'm like, I know, which I've been being pretty good about not buying stuff anyway. Like we didn't even go junking this winter when we were gone at all. I think, did we at all? I don't think so. But anyway, and that's okay. I have enough stuff that, you know, I don't need to go shopping. I really want to, and I had already been at a point where I was like, I really would like to use like the things that I have, because if I use what I have, then it makes it where I'm able to buy something without guilt later. But for right now, we are just using the things that we have. So that's one thing I was going to say. Another thing I was going to say is if there's something that you're looking for, like theme-wise, I'm just trimming this, and I'm sorry, I'm actually having to lean in to be under the camera. I have to have him help me straighten the arm out because it's kind of fickle and it gives me a hard time. And so I had asked him to help me do it, and he will when he has time. Our neighbors so I don't know how to explain it. The lady who owns the house next to us, her son-in-law and daughter have been living with her for, I have glue somewhere that I don't know where it is. Anyway, I've been living with her, and they bought a house across the street. So they're doing some remodel work on that house, which is super cool. I'm happy for them. But anyway, so my husband's been helping him do some stuff, and because we've done this house. Oh, I did too far into the other page. These are not the right scissors. I should be using my cutter beads for this. Anyway, so he's helping them, and he's over there right now. But later, he's going to help me do some stuff. And in the event I don't post the other videos, or I do, this will be redundant information, and I apologize. But I had to have emergency surgery when we were in Key West. We spent, we had 30-day reservation, and then we extended for 2 weeks, and then my appendix decided that it wanted to stay in Key West. So I had to have emergency surgery, and I'm still healing from that. The surgeon was very, very, very rough with me. The surgery was February 13th, and I still have bruising around my belly button. Still, I cannot believe it. But so I've had a really difficult time healing, and I'm still having pain like where the appendix was. And so I'm still kind of limited on like my weight restrictions and stuff, because I want to make sure that area heals and I'm not causing more issues. Is that too tall, or is it caught on something? Oh, I think it's too tall. I'm gonna have to trim that off. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Totally lost my train of thought when I saw that paper too tall. I'll have to trim it. I have my measurements written down. So what I have so far, I'll put these together and show you. Anyway, and then, so yeah, if you guys need something or you're looking something specific for a project, please let me know. I'll be happy to look while I'm rearranging and put together a package for you. And then I know I'm gonna get this done, and I had thought, there's a couple themes that I wanted to work on this summer, but Mark has asked me to please make a book for this house this summer. So I've got to go to the county get all of the old deeds and stuff printed and the tax records and stuff printed. Print some pictures of what we've done to this house, so that way that's done and we have it. So am I in? I think so. All right, we're 10 minutes in. This won't be very long, I promise. Okay, so far what I have is the cover, and I'm going to put matte medium on this to seal it, or Mod Podge, just something to seal it. And it's very well loved. I mean, this is the actual book that his grandfather read to him as a child. So that's the cover. And then this book was really weird. It had 2 pages, or just one single page, you know, like this, as a center signature. It was crazy, 1 page. So I improvised so that I would only have 2 signatures. So I hope that it flows well, so you guys can tell me if you think it does or it doesn't. This is some paper that I had dyed. It's coffee and yellow and orange RIT dye, fabric dye that I had done last year before we left. And I may or may not have shown that to you already. I don't know. So this is, you know, the continuation of the inside of the book. So that's the first page there. And then, so I just have intermingled some oh, I've got seepage there. I gotta fix that. Some of the RIT dyed paper and coffee dyed paper throughout. And I've kept this in number order, so you guys know I will take a pencil and lightly number the pages in order, so that way, as I'm working on it, if it gets out of order, I can put it back together. So this is what I have so far. This was a really fun piece. This is a Stamperia stencil that I have. And I heat embossed with the scorched timber embossing glaze on that bag. I need to open it, but I don't know if I'm gonna open it at the top or the bottom or the side. So anyway, and it's just a mix. And like I have these flaps and I haven't cut them down yet because I don't know if I'm going to attach some things to them or just hinge the papers. But I have to hinge the papers because of the size of this book. One piece of paper is either too short, too narrow, whatever. So it created scraps, and I threw away so many scraps when I was unloading to move this table, and I had my other table in that room that somebody needed, so I actually unloaded that table and gave that table away. Anyway, so I just have a mess with trying to figure out how I'm gonna put this room back together. So on this page, I just took stencils and stenciled inside the coffee stains. I was just playing around, trying to get back in a creative flow. I'm telling you, I am like out of the groove for sure. I'm looking for my mojo. Somebody send it back to me, please. So this page I did with a napkin. I distressed it, and I love this. This made me happy to do this. And I'm hoping I can find some other napkins in my stash that will go with the kind of the themes that we've got that I have to work with. So anyway, this is where it gets a little tricky because of the way that those pages were. So I have this page, and then there's nothing here, but there's nothing to hinge to on this side because I didn't want to break up that image. So it left me not having something here. And then this is that these were the 2 pages that were like one signature in the middle of the book. So I hinged them to the cardstock here, but I'm like, well, I don't want to break up that image either. So I'm just leaving it, but it gives me quite a few pages in a row without something in there. So hopefully it flows well. You guys can tell me what you think because I'm really kind of stumped with it. And, but it is what it is. I mean, it just is. So anyway, this is some fabric just glued to cardstock. Harry Potter is a thing, him and his sister. So I'm going to replicate the Harry Potter page with his house in this book for him that I did for his sister and Pokey Puppy. So anyway, so that's what we have so far. And I've just been kind of playing around a little bit, trying to just get back in the groove of creating. And I'll get there. I mean, it's fun. It's just a lot going on with trying to move rooms, get this room ready, work on this, organize my stuff, throw stuff away. It's been a lot. I took a huge load to recycle the other day. So Anyway, all right, so that's that so far. That's what I've been working on. I do have some pieces over here that are for pockets and things like that that I'm working on. And I'll get back in the flow here with filming as well. I'm just out of the groove, and there's just been so much going on. And honestly, I just hadn't felt great with trying to heal from this beautiful surgery. So I'm going to continue to work on this page and get this down on this little photo corners. I have to figure these out. It was a die I got off of Amazon. And yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. Share with me what you're working on. I'd love to hear. And I hope that we can get back in a groove together. And I really would love to hear from you guys, you know, what you're working on, how you've been. I feel like it's been forever. And we did have a wonderful time on our trip, and I'll talk about that a little bit in another video. I just want to continue to work on this book, try to figure out what I'm going to do on these pages and pockets and stuff, and go from there. And then hopefully also it'll be a little easier to film when I can get this arm in such a way that is more comfortable for you and for me. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.